You're listening to the Live Free podcast. I'm your host, Christine, certified life coach, pain to power mentor, and creator of Embody You Mindset Mastery School. I'm here today to discuss living life after disease, disaster, or adversity, to discuss living life fully once again, a life of hope, peace, and resiliency, a life fully embodied. I utilize the lessons that I learned going through not one, but two primary cancers. I'm here today to guide you to the life of your dreams, turn your pain into power, and lead you back to yourself. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Live Free podcast. Today I want to talk about allowing yourself to be happy. So what does that mean? Most of the time we think that once we get to a certain mountain crest, then we'll be happy. So once you get the husband, once you get the money, once you get the body, you'll be happy. And spoiler alert, those things will not make you happy. And now you're listening to me and you're going, what are you talking about, Christine? Of course they will make me happy. Although they will make you happy in the sense that once you get it, there is this excitement period, just like when you buy a new bag or a new pair of shoes. There's this really exciting period, but then it tapers off, and often it slides back down to whatever your homeostasis was before you bought the bag. Now, understand that reaching these mountain crests that you're pining for will not give you long-term happiness. So the answer is, will it make you happy? Yes. But will it make you happy for the long term? No, it won't. And that's because you have conditioned yourself to be in the state of mind that you are in this very moment as you're listening to this today. So if on the daily you're just sort of melancholic and you're just getting through the day, and that seems to be your homeostasis. That seems to be your baseline. If your baseline is to be just sort of melancholic, then getting the money, the husband, the bag, the body, whatever it is going to bring you up for a little while, but then bring you back to your set point. Because you have conditioned your brain and conditioned your mind to be in this state. There are neural networks in your brain that say, I see this and therefore I am this. I have this experience and therefore I am this. And so while we can have the people who win the lottery or get the body or meet the husband, you'll find that those people, and I know you know this because we all know someone, that those people, they'll get it, and then they'll ruin it. They'll win the lottery and then suddenly they'll lose all their money somehow. Or they'll meet the husband and then suddenly they're worried about that husband cheating on them, or they're worried about the longevity of that relationship. Or they get the money or get the body rather, and they're so terrified to gain 5 pounds, and they do, and they gain it all back. And it's because you have not conditioned yourself or your brain to feel elation, to feel gratitude, to feel happy. So then what ends up happening is you ruin the thing that you wanted so badly. So when people say that, getting X won't make you happy, that's sort of true, but it's not the whole truth. Of course it will make you happy, but only for a period of time before you very readily, very quickly delete and distort it and go back to your baseline. So do yourself a favor. quest for the thing that you want. Feel free. If you want to have X, then quest for it. There's nothing wrong with wanting X. But in the interest of not losing the thing once you get it, then instead condition your mind to be grateful now. Condition your mind to have elation and happiness now. So that when you get to the point that you get the thing, you don't delete it out of your life unintentionally, but subconsciously. Right? So how can we allow ourselves to be happy now? There's multiple practices. Some of them are the ones you know, like meditation and gratitude practices and affirmations. Other ones are simply pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, creating an alter ego who is happy now. And maybe you don't have the body you want right now, and therefore you feel like you can't be the vibrant, bright, magnetic, sexy woman that you want to be until you get the body. I invite you to instead do the opposite. To show up as the vibrant, sexy woman that you are not ready to be and that you do not feel you deserve yet. But to show up as that person so that you can condition yourself, once you get it, to keep it. Do you see? It's the cart before the horse. It is not what we all think. Once I get this, I will be happy. I invite you to instead be happy so that once you get it, you keep it. And it feels fake at first. Trust me, I know. I've had to become that alter ego. I've had to step into being, the magnetic, sexy woman that I want to be without the body. This is not the person who's talking to you here, telling you what to do, but never doing it themselves. I've done this multiple times. I did this weekend. Yes, I would love to lose my cancer weight. Man, wouldn't that be the best? But, due to many reasons, it's difficult. Not impossible, it's difficult. And therefore it's slow. So I have a choice. I have a choice to show up as the magnetic, sexy woman who isn't necessarily in the body that she wants yet. But if I want to condition myself to be the type of person whom, that is the cart before the horse. It does need to be done. And further that, once you have become the happy woman without the man, you are now attractive to the man. Do you see? So rather than questing for this partner that you would like to have, or woman, I'm just talking within my context box, aren't I? So man or woman, once you can become the person who is happy alone, then two things happen. Number one, you become attractive to the other men. And number two, you save yourself a lot of pain waiting for this man to complete you. And I know the person who's listening here, who's feeling lonely and feeling like it's been a really long time since they had a man, is saying, well, easy for you to say. And yes, absolutely. Of course it's easy for me to say. I'm giving you advice. But what it comes right down to is that, truthfully, whether it's easy or hard, it's necessary. How much do you want the man? How much do you want to be happy? You must push yourself out of your comfort zone because you want to be happy. Now, because you don't want to wait 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years to have this completion, to have this mountain crest of whatever X is that's going to make you happy. You have to. I can't say it enough. You have to find gratitude for what you do have. You have to find gratitude for what you want. And so in the past, we've all gotten frustrated with the law of attraction that says that you must write on a piece of paper, I am so happy and grateful now that I have the man or the money. And yet you don't currently have that, or the body. And you don't currently have that. So you're frustrated. How dare you, Rhonda Byrne, the writer, the author of The Secret, how dare you tell me that I have to do things and sit and speak things into existence like this? It's simply because she wanted, and I want, for you to get into the mindset of the person who is happy now, so that once you get it, you keep it. You see? And then to further that, as I said before, when you start to see things as possible, you will start to begin to create these little subconscious changes without even realizing it, that create the reality that you'd like to have. So the easiest example is the single woman, because we all can identify with that. Woman, man, whoever's listening. We can all, this is predominantly a podcast for women, but that being said, I have male listeners, and I'm so grateful for all of you. So anyway, we think about the woman who's walking around with her head down, her shoulders hunched, feeling sad and alone and lonely. Now, is she attractive to the person that she wants to attract? No. She's closed. You can tell she's upset. You can tell she feels less than. You can tell that she's questing for something beyond herself. But you cannot tell whether or not she's happy inside. She does not look at peace with herself. She does not look vibrant. She does not look fun. And therefore, she's not attractive. So that's just one out of the many examples of how we can attract the thing that we want into our life by being happy for what we have now. That one is a true physical manifestation. But then there's other ones. There's ones like money. We all want money. Of course we want money. But if you're walking around saying, once I have money, I'll be happy. If you're walking around saying, once I have money, then I will have the ability to X, then you are pushing money away like an unattracted man. Like that partner that you want of some kind that you cannot connect with because you're unattractive. So number one, the energy, the vibration that you are in will not manifest for you because you are not attractive to it. But then, outside of even just energy and manifestation, there is also the fact that we have a part of our brain that deletes and distorts our world around us so that we can understand our stories. So what do I mean by that? Our brain deletes and distorts all of the possibilities around us when we are in a space that we are deeply connected to our story. So I am unattractive is a story, an example. And therefore, every single opportunity that you have, when the partner that walks by you that looks at you and kind of gives you those hungry eyes, you're looking down. You didn't notice. Or you were looking past them, because why would anyone look at you? So you just delete and distort that person out of your life and you walk past them. Or someone calls you and you say, he or she is too nice. And I don't know if I want that. Because you are deleting and distorting your own happiness. I know this sounds crazy, but it's true. Humans are designed to do this. So if you cannot find happiness, you are missing all of the opportunities for love. All of the opportunities for money. All of the opportunities for the body. Whatever it is that you're wanting. They're passing you by because you need to reconfirm your story for yourself. And now, so many of you are listening and you're going, no, I don't do that. Yes, you do. I do it. You do it. We all do it. It's just human. It's human nature. It's what we do. We're looking for someone and something, not consciously, of course. You see, that's the part where you say, I don't do it because you don't consciously do it. Of course, you don't consciously do it. Why would anyone consciously try to hurt themselves? But you subconsciously do it. You really do. And so how do we fix this, right? How do we allow ourselves to be happy? And it is truly about faking it until you make it. It is truly about going out and becoming that alter ego of yourself. That one that is grateful that you have everything that you need. And knowing that money's coming. The one that walks out with the body and says, I am sexy and attractive and magnetic, and my personality beams, even though you don't feel sexy enough to be that person yet. You must push and become that person. Or perhaps it is the man that you want. So you show up, man or woman. So you show up to the party and you act as if you're the most attractive woman in the room. And suddenly you become the most attractive woman in the room. That's the crazy part. Is that we get to be what we want, but we choose not to because we're giving our power away to something or someone who will complete us. We're not children anymore, my friends. We are not looking at our parents to complete us. You are it. You are all the power and brilliance that you need. You are all of the strength, sex appeal. You are all of the relationship. You are all of the money that you need. Everything is within you. You are God in human form. And so if you want happiness, be happiness. Embody it. The reason we all quest for happiness but never get it is because happiness is a decision. It is a state. It is not X plus Y equals. That's not how that works. Because you're going to get the thing that you want and then you're going to ruin it. Because you need to reconfirm your story that you are worthless. You need to reconfirm your story that you are broke. So you will find a way to become worthless and broke again. That's crazy to say, but it's true. Like it sounds insane. But it's true. So I invite you today to begin to embody the thing that you want. To be that sexy, magnetic woman. To be that health and fitness guru that you don't feel you can be yet. To be that fashionista. And now the money one's funny. I'll do a mini disclaimer on this one. I'm not saying that you should go out and spend $300 today because you'd like to attract money. That's not what I'm saying. Because, number one, you are not yet in a place within your subconscious mind where you believe you can. You cannot just listen to this podcast and say, I'm going to do it. And now suddenly you're fixed. This afternoon you go spend $300 and suddenly you're a fashionista. What's going to come in is your neural network. Your brain is going to say, oh my God, why did you spend that $300? You shouldn't have done that. Right? And therefore, now you're just making yourself broker. Right? So I'm not saying that you shouldn't spend money ever in the name of wanting to connect more with money. There's nothing wrong with that. And in fact, it's a very powerful practice, but it is only for the practiced hand. It is for the person who has accepted the fact that they are attracting everything that they want and more. And that takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. And that's why you have to show up again and again and again as all of these things in order to train your brain to allow yourself to be happy. This takes time. And repetition. The subconscious mind does not change overnight or within 20 minutes of a podcast. It doesn't. I'd love to say it does. I'd love to give you that light bulb moment and have you never turn back. But it takes time. Now you can begin to become these things at this very moment after 20 some minutes of a podcast. You absolutely can become this right away. But will it form a habit right away? No, it won't. Your brain will still say, no, you're not this, whatever this is, right? So that's my disclaimer with money. So what can you do in order to start to cultivate money specifically? Because that is a resource. I mean, it's easy, not easy. It is, you have an endless supply of sex appeal, but you do not have an endless supply of money. So one thing you can do is be grateful for what you have. Look around your home and thank yourself for the fact that you own that and own that and own that. And that 10 years ago, you yearned for that. You begged for that. You thought you would be complete once you got that. And so be grateful for the fact that you own it and that you've had it for 7 years or whatever. That's number one. The other one is that if you want to feel like $1 million, find ways to make yourself feel like $1 million. So for example, paint the furniture that you'd like to replace. Find a way to have that financially feasible for yourself, but still have your beautiful home. Or walk around with $100 in a garage sale or a secondhand store or whatever, if that feels good to you. It's important that this feels good. And buy up all the things that you want to buy. Start to work in percentages. I will spend 10% of my weekly earnings on enjoyment this week, and I will spend it without any guilt or whatever. So that's my little disclaimer with money. I thought I'd throw that in because I don't want a bunch of people listening to this podcast and then being like, I tried to embody the money magnet and I spent $300 and now I'm just broke. Yes, you're right. Yeah, please don't do that. But if you could get to a point where you started to feel like absolutely 1000%, I am the money magnet and this is how I feel, and you're starting to see some real change, now then would be the time to begin to spend the money, right? But with sex appeal and with connection and with finding the man of your dreams and exercising and all those sorts of things, you can begin that now. Just know that you will begin to attract into your life the things that you want, which will make you uncomfortable. Also, crazy story. What? You will begin to attract the things that you want in your life, but it will make you uncomfortable. Why? Because we don't like change. Human beings don't like change. So we can begin to attract the things that we want into our life, and we're going to freak out. And we're not going to like it. Crazy. But It's all about showing up for yourself over and over again. Picking up your bootstraps again and saying, I'm uncomfortable and this doesn't feel right, but what do I want? I want this. Okay. I'm going to get up. I'm going to put on my hot girl pants, even though I, wish they were a size smaller and looked a little better. But I'm going to put them on anyway, and I'm going to show up like $1 million. Or maybe that you're not ready for the hot girl pants, but you really like your cleavage. Great. Toss that on display. Enjoy. Have fun. Feel like $1 million. Whatever it is that lights you up. I don't care what it is. No judgment here. You want a safe space, my friend. But do show up as the person you want in any quadrant. Stop putting your power in someone else or something else. Choose happiness now. I hope this has been enlightening and helpful. And if you want supports, and if you want to cultivate this as a true habit, I invite you to join me in any of my classes, which will help you to start to embody the person that you want to be. That's why I created this business, is because we need more help than just a podcast or just a reel on Instagram. These ideas are great, but we need to cultivate a subconscious mind that sits with them. So if it's body you want, take up embody your body. If it's abundance you want, then take up embody your abundance. If it's a whole body change that you want, and take up embody you. All of these different courses and classes are here to help you have the things that you want. I don't sell garbage. I want to create an army of women who feel like $1 million, who get the things that they want and don't just live mundane day-to-day lives where they're waiting for something to make them happy. So all my love to you. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and we'll talk soon. Thank you so much for listening. If you found expansion with this last episode, then that means that others will too. And the best way to get the word out about the podcast is by leaving a review. I would be so grateful if you could leave me a review and let me know how you felt about the podcast. Included in the show notes will be everything that we talked about today, including all of my transformative programs. Change is just on the horizon, my friend.